just yet. They chose their king, their power was met, but we don't answer to Ottawa yet. No crown gave us what we've earned, just dirt and fire and lessons learned. Now the ground it shakes, the steel it groans, and Alberta walks alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free. From the rigs to the rails, the crops to the code, we lit their streets, we bore their load. They laughed at pride, they mocked the West, but freedom don't die, it just waits for the test. The cowboys ride, the farmers rise, 5 million strong under open skies. No leash, no lie, no foreign throne. This land is steel and it stands alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free. Can't kill the mountain, can't drown the plain, can't burn the spirit that won't be chained. He stares down.
Welcome. It's 7-Eleven and daily summary. It's a little bit off daily. I apologize, but I am grateful to be here with you right now. This is Bruce Scholl. Unscrew the news. This is daily 7-Eleven daily summary. And I am so grateful that you're here. If you are watching this, I appreciate it. You know, we've all been busy, obviously, trying to achieve this independence, and we will achieve it. There is no doubt in my mind that we are going to get there. Again, I appreciate if you're here. We are in this battle together. We really are in this together. So I appreciate you being here. Anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, there's just so much that's happening. And I felt that there was a need to talk and maybe a little bit of a rant, but I also have a request and some help. I have a small request to my audience, and I hope you can help me. But one of the things we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about water restrictions here in the great province, the soon-to-be nation of Alberta, water restrictions here in Calgary, and the slightly less insane council that we have today is still looking forward to canceling your right, your ability, your freedom to use water. So we're going to talk about that briefly. And we have to talk about independence because they're going to come at us from all angles with all the guns blazing to stop and to snuff out our ability to create independence, to create an independent nation of Alberta. So we're going to talk about that briefly. And then we're going to talk just briefly about my question to my audience, to anybody that's watching. I'm looking for a little bit of assistance, and it has to do with my love of non-alcoholic beers. And you may know where I'm going with this, but anyway, we're going to get to it right now. We're going to unscrew some news. I appreciate you being here. God bless you all. Thank you so much. We're going to get into it right away. But I always like to start off by talking about local businesses. Local business and my love of supporting local businesses, and to a little bit off track, but that's where we got into creating, and we're in the process of creating a hub, an Alberta store, or in Alberta, thealbertastore.com. We're working on a website that you'll be able to go to find all Alberta businesses and services. And we're probably going to start out on just businesses that will send you their product, very much like DoorDash or Skip the Dishes. Anyway, we're going to start off with that, but really going to expand to all businesses. I'd love to be able to do it for artists as well. Local businesses, love to support them. Anyway, the local business I want to talk about tonight is nuggetstacker.com. You probably have heard me talk about them before. Great local business right here in Calgary. Anything over $600, they'll send it right to your door anywhere in Canada. Great customer service, 1-866-644-2121. Just got a load of lovely shiny metal myself. I'm very excited to have more on board. And I do it for my family's security and preservation of our wealth. And you can do the same. Great opportunity to get gold and silver. I think it's only going up in prices. It will go up in prices, and that's not why to buy it. It's really there to secure your financial future for your family. And anyway, I suggest it. You should do some if you feel it, and do your own research on it, though. Anyway, we're going to get into unscrewing some news. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for participating. Make sure to share this out there. Get more eyeballs on this information. We have got to wake up more people. And I know that if you're watching, listening, that you are on the freedom train necessarily, but you want less government, more than likely. You want more of a family oriented world for your next generations to grow up in, and you want the best for your children and their children as we move forward, and to make world. I think this is the epitome of what I'm fighting for, is kind of to secure and save what we have, or what we grew up with for Canada. What we know of, and most of the people that are fighting for freedom, we love Canada, loyal to Canada, loyal to the nth degree. And then when they turned their backs on us and stabbed us in the backs, we had to realize that our only choice was to really pull the front lines back to our borders and to secure what we have here in Alberta. So God bless you all for doing what you're doing to get us closer to that mark. But anyway, we're going to get into unscrewing some news. I appreciate you being here. I am coming to you from the greatest battle-ready nation of Alberta, and we bring you truth and optimism. Our goal is to break free from the media and the globalist mind control. It is April 22nd. You know what some people call Earth Day. Anyway, April 22nd, 2026. This is episode number 278. And I call this one Stay on Target. Stay on target, Alberta. We're going to do this. All right. We're going to get into unscrewing some news. We're going to talk about the Alberta or the Calgary Council, and talking about water restrictions, first of all. So I'm going to bring this up here. Landon Johnson, our absolute warrior in council today. Anyway, good man, and I appreciate all that he's doing for us. Anyway, so in his post, because I wanted to bring this up for you to see it. So so you can do the survey. So click on the survey. You get to do a survey, but proposed plan, summary of proposed bylaw amendments. You can find it here. And I'm going to actually go to that right now so you and I can do this together. I have started this survey. So, this is from Ward 14, but really, if you wanted to fill this out, I'm sure that Landon wouldn't mind. But according to the city's own data, Calgary currently uses 43% of its licensed water allocation from the Bow and Elbow rivers. 2024 water crisis was caused by a water main break, not a shortage of water in the river. Do you believe Calgary has a water supply problem or an infrastructure problem? You probably know what I'm going to say on that. Knowing that Calgary is currently using 43% of its licensed water capacity, do you believe permanent water restrictions are necessary at this time? These are good questions. Great job, Landon, for putting this together. Anyway, I wanted to talk briefly about the water restrictions as far as the council and this sort of less insane council is now still pushing for water restrictions, and so we have to do this before April 28th. So I suggest writing an email to each and every councillor. Write them to your councillor for sure, but write it to every councillor and the mayor and whoever else you can do. Maybe you can call 311. You can also register your concern in regard to this over-the-top tyranny of shutting down your water. By the way, I'm going to remind everybody that the city has continued to push that you need to be restricted as far as your water usage, but they continue to allow 20%, at least 20%, it's probably more, 20% of the water usage here in Calgary each and every day is wasted. It is seeping out of our sieve of pipes throughout the city. Obviously, many miles and many kilometers of pipe works, but instead of actually fixing it, when Nenshi was here and when Gone Deck was in, they have refused to fix the problem. But just so you know, 20% from my calculations. So they're talking. Do you remember when they said, you need to reduce your usage, and we're trying to keep it under 500 million liters per day. So 20% of that is 100 million liters of water is wasted. So that's not flushing toilets. It's not drinking water. It's not watering lawns. It's wasted. It's going out into seeping out through the ground because they have just been so inept at doing the basics of taking care of the infrastructure here in Calgary. So now they want to restrict it because it's absolute hypocrisy to say that we need to restrict what each and every homeowner that's already paying for maintenance, paying for the usage, paying for infrastructure, regular maintenance. You are paying for it. You and I are paying for it. But they continue to allow this 20%, 100 million liters of water per day is wasted, just gone. But they're going to restrict you from watering your lawn, watering your trees, allowing your kids to play in the water, allowing a little, pool in the backyard for the children to play in because they want to restrict you. Believe me, if this is not them just saying, oh, well, we need to restrict water. They're going to use all the climate bullshit and try to tell you. Anyway, there's my rant for now, but maybe we'll get into more. Major win for Calgary today. Calgary secured $64.7 million from the Federal Housing Accelerator Fund. Oh, yeah, great. Republic says, I'm an anti-commie, and Calgary is going full commie with this water plan. You can expect real problems if you proceed with this. Think weekly protests at City Hall and citizens getting up in councillors' faces on the streets and everywhere they visit in public. Hard no to all this BS. I'm with you on that, Republic. They need to not impose these water restrictions on Calgarians. We have water. This is, like I say, take care of the 20% of wastage first, and then we can talk. Why is someone, this is Kybird Wur, who I really respect, why is someone from Edmonton commenting on Calgary's city affairs? Previous city councils didn't stay in their lane and neglected core city services like water. $4.1 billion was diverted elsewhere. Besides, because of this, cost of utilities, taxes will go up, and guess what? Rent too. Jack Straw says no more pissing, conserve, reuse, use two ice cubes might do. Denver restaurants will now only serve water upon request under new stage 1 drought restrictions. Yeah, we're not doing that. Winus speaks to upcoming plans of water restrictions. Oh, let's hear what Winus has to say. Why doesn't council address the pipe leakage? Hey, Kybird Wur and I are on the same page. I appreciate you all the time, Kybird Wur. Why the need to continue to micromanage our lives when City Council has already reached the goal for water efficiency? Jennifer Winus, I'm really struggling. I don't know how you got in, because I don't believe that you were representing our ward, and she is my ward councillor. She completely shit the bed when it came to the rezoning, the blanket rezoning. And I'm going to tell you a little story. So I reached out to her in absolute desperation, saying we cannot push forward on this blanket rezoning. Our area, the ward that she represents, or is supposed to represent, is basically already rezoned or zoned for the type of buildings that they wanted to push through. So she said that we're basically already there. And I said, well, that's great. The reasoning that you shouldn't be voting for it is that the vast majority of Calgarians do not want you to blanket rezone. They want it obviously specific. And this is not, some NIMBY bullshit that we don't want to have, condos in my backyard. I have condos up the yin yang in my neighborhood. I'm not worried about freaking condos. Councillor Winus. What I am worried about is when the people in your ward speak out and say no, you still continue to push forward. So you voted yes, even though I think the majority of Calgarians, 70% that showed up and spent their time and energy at those ridiculous wastes of time and energy at City Council, you went ahead and voted for it anyway. Anyway, I don't really, I have a hard time respecting you. And maybe you should represent your people better. That's all I got to say. Anyway, this water restriction business, make sure to send the message out, get it out to your counselor, call them. You can call 311. You can email them, whatever you'd like to do, but very important. Posts like this are total misinformation. Familiar town. This is not ours. This is not City of Calgary. Water, City Council continues construction of. Okay, so I'm not going to read any more of that because that's not what we're going to talk about. Anyway, we're going to talk about Alberta independence. We're going to move to that here when I find my right screen. All right, so as we move forward, we are down to the wire gathering signatures for the petition, and I appreciate all of you. God bless you all that have been out there on the front lines gathering signatures for the petition. If you've signed the petition, I appreciate you as well. You are doing great things for your province, for your family, for Canada in general. And not everybody will necessarily see it at this point in the same way, but we are preserving what Canada was and what we want Canada to be. So unfortunately, we have to separate, or we have to become independent to do that in this process. So anyway, I'm going to talk about some of the things that are coming forward. It looks like, and I've said this before, they're going to come all guns a-blazing at us. They're going to come at us from all directions. So I'm just going to bring up a couple of things that I saw most recently that I want to remind you that we need to stay on course. Remind yourself of, you know what, hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can pull it up while we're talking about it. All right, I'm just going to try and see if I can pull this up here briefly. See if we can see it. See if we can see it. This is what I'm looking for, and I'm not able to see that. Let's see if I can pull this up. And this is for all you hardworking people out there working. Whoop, hang on a second. This, I don't want to give it away, but all right, this is for you guys. And this is my suggestion to give you a little bit of encouragement.
So good, I can't maneuver.
Stay on target.
We're too close.
Stay on target.
So good, I can't maneuver.
Stay on target.
We're too close.
Stay on target.
That's it. Stay on target. Albertans, continue fighting for our freedom. All right, Jeffrey Rath, obviously in the thick of it. I appreciate all the work that he's doing. Interesting. Obviously, he's talking about Thomas Lukaszuk and the signatures for the Stay Slavery Canada, Forever Slaves Canada. That's what I think it's called. Stop Lying Elections Alberta certified but did not verify 406,000 signatures for the Lukaszuk petition. I prefer to call it Stay Slave Canada or Forever Slaves Canada. The certification process involved Elections Alberta using a small sample of unverified, no ID signatures to reduce the signatures submitted by approximately 30,000 signatures. Elections Alberta refuses to tell us what size sample they used. We still have no report from Elections Alberta as to how many Disney characters and other fictional names were associated with the Lukaszuk policy petition that didn't comply with the Clarity Act and only sought to confirm existing policy. Everyone should know Peter Guthrie wants to keep Alberta under Ottawa's boot. He is no friend of Alberta. Some interesting things going on. I don't feel, like I said, we're going to have a lot of stuff that comes at us. There's a lot of, there are, I think there are lawsuits from Elections Alberta in regard to, and they're trying to, what is this? It is now abundantly clear to any objective viewer that the Premier is doing everything she possibly can to assist the separatists, said Forever Canadian petition organizer Thomas Lukaszuk. The Premier would, I just want to read this out, would rather push forward this pretense of being confused, and she wants to give separatists enough time to collect the signatures so that she can go with a petition she likes as opposed to the petition she doesn't. For the first time in history of this province since 1905, we had a petition that garnered nearly 500,000 signatures. As an elected official, I would take that seriously. Take it seriously. That's a great idea, Peter. You know what? We should have a referendum because that's what the question was really posing. It was a referendum question to say, do you want to stay in Canada? And they went to old folks' homes and told them that basically the separatists wanted to join the United States and Orange Man Bad. They used the Orange Man Bad as the shield to, obviously force, not force, but coerce these people into signing because of course they don't want to join the United States. Well, neither do we, morons. All right. Moving on, here's another character that we that really does help us a lot to increase our signatures and to increase. Let's just take a look at this. This is funny.
Tick, tick, boom. Who bringing the noise? Go, baby, we bringing our talk. Tick, tick, boom.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh. This is from Corey Morgan. He says, your boss, Abby Lewis, wants Soviet-style nationalized grocery stores. Not sure if that's such a good plan, but alas, you are bound by your party constitution. I wonder how that's going to work out. He's been talking about free and fair elections. Danielle Smith is trying to rig the next election by, I don't know all of the ins and outs of it, but it's certainly not the case. Freedom Honey says, when you lose the next election, look at the polls. Are you going to and say it was rigged? You failed in Calgary and you're failing provincially. Keep reaching. Talking about Nenshi, obviously. And then this came up. CTV did a piece, a hit piece. I thought this was hilarious, and this is part of the reason that I wanted to do the show tonight, is talk about this. So let's listen.
Pass all his life and supports Alberta separation.
Definitely, down east has really stuck it to Alberta.
The 74-year-old emphasizes most supporters want independence, not annexation. But a new report identifies a network of about 20 YouTube channels posing as Albertan voices, pushing U.S. annexation and Alberta separation. Researchers say they're not real and appear coordinated, using the same scripts, the same clips, and even posting at the same time, together reaching nearly 40 million views.
Some of the channels have actual AI body and avatars performing the content, and some just have AI voiceovers.
Chris Ross, the lead author of the report, says the videos often use real news about Alberta separation, but distort and exaggerate the grievances, and sometimes getting the facts wrong. The lawyer for the Alberta separation movement warns the fake videos help no one.
Anybody promoting, U.S. annexation or U.S. statehood, they're not part of our movement.
With the possible Alberta separation referendum this fall, researchers say the report's message and timing are important.
It's important for Albertans and Canadians broadly to know which voices are real and which are fake.
In response, Elections Alberta says a new unit is being established to track all forms of deep fakes, misinformation, and disinformation. YouTube says it's reviewing the channels and will remove content that violates its rules. Ken Williams, who opposes separation, worries about outside influence.
There are players, I think, that are taking advantage of chaos.
Trotz also rejects the messaging in the videos.
I totally think that's wrong. I mean, facts are facts. Let them speak for themselves, good or bad.
One thing the report couldn't answer, who's behind the fake videos or where they're located, and that makes them hard to stop. Kathy Lee, CTV News.
What do you think? All right, I'm always looking for your comments, but who do you think is behind it? Do you think it's perhaps outside of our country of Canada that are trying to influence this? Do you think that perhaps it's the Liberal Party? Do you think that perhaps it would be something like the EU or WEF? I truly think it's the biggest benefit when you look at something like that, these YouTube channels, is going to be somebody like the Liberal Party. Obviously, they can keep us under the boot if we can't achieve the success that we're looking for. The other thing that these YouTube channels is bringing up is the idea of censorship. So Elections Alberta is looking to they're going to push YouTube to call out the fakery, but who's going to be the collateral damage? Somebody like Unscrew the News, somebody like other independent channels that are talking about independence. Is that what's going to happen? Is that they're just going to censor us? Is it the Fringe, with Derek Smith and other people calling out the fakery in the Liberal government, the political class that has the clout to try to get in the way of our movement? It's funny, this Dr. Fiona Matatal. Eyes Open Alberta, the network of shady YouTube accounts, is pumping out coordinated slopaganda to stir up separation talk. Well, separation talk, we don't need any slopaganda. Network of YouTube accounts. This is kind of doing, and this is what I see. So I'd love your comments. I'd love your thoughts. I believe that they're setting up like a false flag. And so they're going to blame independent media. And so I believe that they're going to come out and, crush anybody on independent media. So, if you're watching me on YouTube today, it's there's a good chance that you might not be watching me on YouTube very shortly, but we'll continue to be on other platforms as usual, Substack and Rumble and X if we can, wherever we can. So, watch for me. Anybody have any thoughts on that? If you have any comments, I'd love to hear you. But as far as that's concerned, let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about here. Okay, so that was one of them. Our numbers should be the only legitimate ones. We had to check ID. No kidding. Derek Smith says CTV has placed my channel in a video claiming I am fake AI. Actually, I don't think they did. I don't think they claimed that you're a fake ID, but they did show you at the same time. So they insinuated that you were fake. I demand a full public apology. No kidding. CTV News must apologize to Derek Smith and the Fringe. I demand a full public apology and for the video to be taken down with 24 hours. I completely agree, Derek. Network YouTube channels, there they are, fake accounts and fake AI content and fake views. Never heard of any of them. Well, no, because really CTV News is using this crap, calling it slopaganda. Explains research showing a network of fake YouTube channels pushing U.S. annexation and Alberta succession narrative. Yes, I've never noticed that. Never noticed it because who the hell is watching it? I don't think that there's any of us watching it. They're all located in the U.S. too. So many instant views. It's manufactured. 100% it's manufactured, and more than likely it's our communist government of the Liberal Party in Ottawa trying to push this slop so that they can use it as a trigger to crush independent media like myself and others that are speaking out. So please share this out. We need to wake people up. The Mario Zalias, the like I say, the all independent media could be completely crushed by using this narrative. Bots don't make cool videos like this one. Even the slogan in the campaign, Star Investigation Network of YouTube accounts amassed 40 million views for videos that promote U.S. annexation of Alberta, according to a new report. Yeah, sure. Inauthentic YouTube channels posing as Alberta voices, spreading misleading content. Yeah. CTV article links to Canadian Digital Media Research Network report that describes 20 inauthentic YouTube channels recording via AI deepfakes. Let's just see what Grok has to say. Repeated scripts, identical titles to push Alberta succession, U.S. annexation narratives. They've racked up 40 million views, but lack real Albertan ties or local knowledge. No specific channel names are listed publicly in the report or the article. YouTube is reviewing them for deceptive practices. And CTV, if you're watching this, CTV, you owe Derek Smith an apology and all independent media essentially for insinuating that somebody like himself is fake. All right, I'm going on to my last sort of question or my request to you, the audience. I'm looking at, and I've mentioned this once before, but I'm looking at creating a line of non-alcoholic beer. I tried a great line of beer called One for the Road, and it's all non-alcoholic, and I just love that premise. But what I was thinking was we need one for Alberta independence or just Alberta in general. I think that whether you're independent or whether you're, forever Canadian, whatever the case is, I am so proud and loyal to this province of Alberta. I love the people that are here. Anyway, it's part of why I wanted to create this Alberta beer brand. We have a long history, a long heritage of brewing here in Alberta. specifically Lethbridge. But I have reached out to a couple of brewers or breweries that do contract brewing. But if any of you happen to know anyone that does small batch brewing and would be willing to work with me, we obviously need to do some labeling. But I think it's a fun project, and I would love your input. And if you're able to, if you have any insight on somebody that I could work with, please reach out to me. Comment here if you want to. You can do it through Rumble, do it through YouTube, or you can go to my website. You know what? I'm going to go to the website now because I wanted to talk about some stuff on there anyway. So I'm on my website showing you this, and I wanted to show you, I have done some updates. If you haven't had a chance to see it recently, I have, I try to put in, my next interviews in here. I want to show you ABT Co. for some of their great work that they're doing. I'm going to show you this one, but this is the stuff that he's done for UTN, for Unscrew the News. Really looks fantastic. And he just did. I'm going to go back and show you this because I've got some pictures. I also do a blog in case, you haven't seen it, but I try to do some. Here, I'm scrolling through my pictures. Whoa. Sorry, back there. Going back to my pictures here, 1 second. Oh yeah, there it is. I had a friend of mine do some modeling for this hoodie that ABT Co. just did, and it looks fantastic. Nice work on that, Aaron. And anyway, I got some other lovely pictures of some of the swag that I've done. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, oh yeah, I'm looking for a brewery. So if you know anybody, but some great products as well. So reach out if you have interest. Love to help you show your pride and your loyalty to Alberta with some of these products. Let me just go back to that. So most of these are friends of mine, and I appreciate all of them participating in my website. And there's that hoodie, fantastic looking hoodie from abt.co. All right, you guys. So I am so proud of you and proud of the work that we're doing leading up to our Alberta independence referendum coming in October. Make sure to get out there, get some more signatures. We are right down to the line. I think we have, I know my team, they're gathering their petition sheets and our passes, or our I guess it's our, what do you want to call it? Our badges for this Sunday. But if you're out there and you're doing, you know what? I just ran into another couple today. I haven't got the picture up with me, but I wanted to say thank you so much for doing the work, getting out there and sitting in the cold, sitting in the sun, and dealing with the crazy lunatic liberals that bother you and come up and harass you. But God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's stay sane together. Keep your head on a swivel. This is Bruce, and I'm out of here. God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching Unscrew the News. I appreciate your participation in freedom in Canada. Share this information and help others to wake up. God bless.